You should have thought about that before you asked me to marry you.
Why can't you understand it was a mistake? I would never marry you.
Okay, hi, I'm Cherry and you've stumbled upon my channel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts on the 2020 Ladies of Horror Fiction Awards winners. What better way to celebrate Halloween than with horror written by women? Actually, the truth is, I mostly just read things written by women, or if I'm desperate, books that follow the point of view of a woman. So when the Ladies of Horror Fiction website released their nominees, I was like, I'm gonna read the winners. I'm definitely gonna read the winners because I'm a slow reader. If I had the capacity to read all of those books, every single book from every category, but I don't. I don't have that ability. So I just read the winners and I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts. What I think of the winners. Disclaimer that I did not read the graphic novel winner because I could not find a copy. Actually, I can, it's on Amazon, but I don't want to read a digital copy of it. So maybe in the future, I will order a physical copy so I can read it. Or if I get desperate enough, I'll read it on my phone or something, because I also have Kindle on my phone. But yeah, the winner for Best Graphic Novel is The Low Woods by Carmen Maria Machado, who is a very popular author as of late. I have two of her books on my TBR, and I am so stoked to read them, honestly, because I have heard only good things. But anyway, without further ado, let us get on to the books. The first one is the winner of the Best Short Story Collection, and that is All That's Fair by S.H. Cooper. I actually started this on the 1st of October, and it kicked off the month beautifully because I literally read this book in one sitting. I think I only stopped reading to pee. I initially wanted to read it because it's women-centric horror, but it's just, there's more to it than just that. I felt so many emotions reading this short story collection. Some of the stories even made me tear up. They're unsettling as hell, but they were also really emotional at the same time. And that is really hard to pull off, which is absolutely incredible. So you better believe I am going to be reading more of S.H. Cooper's books because this short story collection is just really, really, really good. The next book is the winner of the Best Debut Novel, and that is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. This is the first book, over 300 pages, that I read in a single day in years. I have not read a 300 plus page book in one day in years, and this is the first one I finished in 2 decades maybe. I was just so invested in the history and the folklore and the world building that I was just so compelled to keep reading that I did not even notice the time. I especially wanted so much more of the folklore and the stories of history about the witches because those were the creepiest and most interesting parts to me. The only thing I found a little iffy about this book is the ending because it just felt too easy. After everything our main character went through, the ending was just, it kind of happened just like that, and I was like, wait. But yeah, still I loved the witches, and there's actually a very small sapphic representation because 2 of the 4 historical witches are called the lovers, and I love that. I love that so much. The next book is the winner of the Best Poetry Collection, and I think I've already talked about this in a previous wrap-up, and that is A Complex Accident of Life by Jessica Mckee. Like I said, I already talked about this book more in depth in that wrap-up, so I'll just link it down below if anyone's interested, but I'll say it again. The whole concept of this book is just amazing. Basically, the author did blackout poetry via the pages of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and in a way, the poems were actually very feminist. And I guess that is also very fitting considering Mary Shelley is like the mother, the pioneer of science fiction horror. The author made do of the available words and phrases and sentences on each page, and I think that is just an incredible feat, especially since she made so many of the poems relatable, emotional, strong. Just definitely recommend. The next book is the winner of the middle grade category, and that is Hide and Seeker by Daka Herman. I think this is my first venture into middle grade horror, and if they are as good as this one, I will definitely be reading more of it. The fact that this story is so creepy while being aimed for a younger audience is almost astounding. It feels like a story I would have enjoyed reading growing up, and a story I would have actually believed growing up. The premise is also pretty unique. It takes this favorite childhood game and molds it into a terrifying sort of urban legend almost. You will never look at hide and seek the same way again after reading this. Absolutely eerie, atmospheric, it's just so good. Plus, since it is middle grade, it's a quick read and it's so easy to read too, but it will keep you on edge the whole time. I am almost glad that I'm at the age where I won't ever have to need to play hide and seek unless I really have to. And if I do play it with, I don't know, kids in the future or whatever, I will definitely tell them not to break the rules, or else. The winner of Best Novel is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Basterica. I am so sad to say this is probably the most disappointing read in this list of winners for me, and it's kind of a controversial take because everyone I know in the book community loves this book. It just kind of fell flat for me, if I'm being honest. And I mean, it was disgusting, definitely. Like, yeah, that's a given, but it was just kind of boring. I didn't really care for the characters or the story that much, and it is definitely going on my list of most disappointing reads of the year, unfortunately. It just didn't live up to the hype for me. I mean, I get it, I get the hype, but to me it was just okay. The winner of the Best Young Adult Novel is Blood Countess by Lana Popovich. Bitch, I will never stop talking about this book as long as you give me a platform to do exactly that. When I saw this on the list of nominees and was eventually crowned the winner in its category, I was like, yes, exactly. Well deserved. Thank you so much. I know I have a love-hate relationship with this book, but love definitely trumps it all because I adore this book enough to buy a physical copy that I know I will reread and annotate one day. And I'm not sure if it's because it's a sapphic retelling of the story of Elizabeth Bathory or simply because the writing is so stunning. And Lana Popovich, I don't have a favorite author currently, but at this point, after reading Blood Countess, I will be reading Lana Popovich's other work just because I love how she tells her stories. The next one is the winner for Best Short Story, and that is Unkindly Girls by Hailey Piper. This short story is found in the Worst Laid Plans anthology, which is a collection of horror stories set during vacation time. This short story, The Unkindly Girls, I don't really know what to feel about it, to be honest. It felt almost surreal, a little bit, almost like a dream. And is it safe to say that it kind of has some magical realism elements woven into it, or maybe it's just the writing style? The writing style is a little hard to follow, and I had no idea what was going on for most of the story, which says a lot considering it's a short story. By the end, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. That was kind of weird, I guess, but okay. Finally, we have the winner of the Best Novella, which is The Bell Chime by Mona Kabani. This is another author that I might read just about everything she writes. This novella kind of fucked me up. I started reading it at like 5 in the morning and was thoroughly creeped out, and I had to wait for the sun to rise. I had to watch and wait the sunrise through my window because I could not sleep because I was so unsettled. The author was just so good at playing with psychological horror elements that it made the book so uncomfortable to read. And to think this book was actually inspired by a dream she had. It must have been some kind of dream because it was kind of terrifying. Also, how weird is it that the stories were actually pretty relatable? Because, like, I too have suicidal psychotic breakdowns, a trauma-induced eating disorder, and OCD tendencies. This story just proves that the mind is an absolutely horrifying place. I'm very open about my mental health on this channel, but I hope my psychiatrist does not watch this video because I feel like if she finds out, I'm gonna get locked up. I'm saying this book was my fears manifested, basically. By the way, the writing style was just so pretty, but so easy to read. My eyes and brain were just devouring the words, and it was almost like I was skimming the pages instead of reading. Anyway, those are the 2020 Ladies of Horror Fiction Awards winners and my thoughts about them. I really enjoyed doing this because I really want to venture more into horror, and since I mostly read books written by women or about women, I am inclined to do the same for horror and thrillers, you know? Also, I'm really sorry that I don't have summaries for the books because it is so easy to just look up the summary of every single of these on Goodreads or Storygraph, and I didn't want this video to be too long, and that is why I decided to just forgo the summaries, and I'm gonna let you guys look for them yourself. I'm so sorry. Do you see my makeup and my new hair? Can you guys tell who I am today? I am channeling who I really am, and that is Emily from Corpse Bride, aka one of my all-time favorite movies and also one of my all-time favorite characters. She is such a sweetheart, and I feel so bad for her, but I also just love her, you know? My dead girlfriend, basically. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And I hope you guys pick up these books because they are absolutely incredible books, and I am definitely going to check out the other nominees from each category, especially the nominees from Best Poetry Collection and Best Short Story Collection. I'm definitely going to be reading those. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope this video will end up okay because it is my first time doing a theme video that does not solely center on sapphic books. But I really do love horror, and that is why I decided to do this. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!